Hello and welcome to Bright Books Christmas Tour. I'm your host, Portia Bright Pittman, founder of Bright Books, a focus on creating brighter futures for tomorrow. This tour has been highlighting children's authors who are doing just that for all of our youth, all across the country and world. For this special, of course, I have a very special guest who's dynamic and talented, of course. And she's the author of a phenomenal children's book, and I want to tell you a little bit about her before I bring her on. She's a wife, mother, chemist, STEM career consultant, and now children's book author. Without further ado, I want to introduce you to Christina Waters.
Hi.
Hello, Miss Waters. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Please call me Chrissy or Christina. How are you?
You look fabulous, of course.
Thank you. I said, let me do my makeup, look presentable, I'm usually in sweats, the pandemic attire.
Right. Totally understand. Okay. Tell us a little bit about your book. What's the name of your book, first and foremost?
So the name of my book is Tristan's Laboratory of ABCs. And the book was inspired by my son, Tristan, who's there on the cover, and my love for science. So I just wanted something to do to get kids excited about STEM careers. And I figured the ABC book, is like a play on words. The words are a little advanced, but any kid of all ages can enjoy the book and learn new words or reinforce, words that they may already know.
Totally. Now, of course, as we know, in the communities of color, there are not a lot of STEM technology for, kids to be able to take advantage of. How did you get involved in STEM?
So I've always been really good at math and science ever since I was in grade school. But it wasn't until 11th grade, I had a chemistry teacher named Mr. Lambert at Beach High School in Savannah, Georgia. And he was amazing. He made chemistry so fun and just exciting. And, I was good at it and I really enjoyed it. So those are the two things for just a great recipe, right? And it wasn't until his class that I actually decided that I was going to actually major in chemistry and actually take that, based on me just being really good at math. I would just figure that would be the next best thing. But chemistry kind of just, it really lights my soul on fire. And it's just fun and I'm really good at it. And honestly, writing and language arts and stuff like that weren't really my strong subjects. So it's really cool and I'm really proud of myself that I'm actually an author, in addition to being a chemist and, that type of thing. So.
Right. Now, you mentioned writing not being your strongest suit. Tell us a little bit about your journey as an author, and how did you get the idea?
So I got the idea. I started a STEM consulting firm November 1st, 2019. And that came from my experience with being a mentor to STEM students and just me progressing in my career as a STEM professional, reaching back and paying it forward and giving back to younger STEM professionals coming after me. So just as a part of my business, I figured what's something that I could do to add to a service-based business that's still STEM related, that can be very beneficial for the youth, for the community. So that's how it came about. And, it's not a chapter book. It's the ABC book. So it's just words that I definitely know inside and out, just from being a chemist, but also being a laboratorian, because I actually work in a laboratory as a chemist. You have all type of different chemists, but I work in a laboratory. And so that's my journey of being an author and being a mom. And I would, when my son, before he was born, I got a lot of books from people and they were great. I loved them, but there were really not a lot of science books. And I was like, that's kind of unfortunate. And so, when there's a need for something, right, that kind of sparks ideas and creativity. And that's how the author came about. So inspiration from my son, the business, something that I can add to the business to keep it going. something that I can, put onto his legacy, building generational wealth, just education, fun, all those things. So it's like all those things mixed up in one, just a perfect storm for Tristan's Laboratory of ABC. So that's how it came about. And now I'm like just set on fire to do more books now.
That's wonderful. Now, the book is available in stores, right?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
The books are available now in store, or are you waiting to publish?
No, the book is on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. It's on my website, www.mytrishconsultingllc.com. So I am selling it. And the good thing about, I wanted to get copies for myself because I really wanted to personalize the books, sign them, have my son sign them. So that was, my reasoning behind that. But yeah, it's definitely available on Amazon. And the good thing about Amazon, of course, is the fast shipping. So, you can get it before Christmas, but unfortunately, those won't be signed. So the books that you get from my website are signed by me, the author, and my son, Tristan.
Awesome. Now, of course, you've been a published author now. What is the response that you're getting from parents and children at this particular time about this book? This is very unique.
Yeah, so the response has been amazing. I mean, just seeing the kids, especially the kids that know Tristan, in real life, they're like, oh my goodness, it's Tristan in a book, so that's been really fun. But then also, actually, one parent sent me a video of her daughter. So the lady, she has 3 kids, and it was her youngest daughter, but she found a beaker in her older sister's science kit. And because she had been reading the book, she remembered, like she visualized the beaker and she matched it to the one in the book. And I can show you. So that the B is for beaker. And so she sent me that video, and I want to say that's the beaker there. And yeah, so she matched it from what she saw in the book. And I want to say she's 3, maybe going on 4. So, that is a big part of why I did the book. And then a lot of feedback too that I've been getting from parents is that they don't know some of the words. They're like, oh my goodness, like I'm learning along with my kid. Like, girl, what are these words? So it's really cool. We have a glossary in the back of the book. So in addition to the kids, spelling out the words, learning the ABCs, they also can learn the meaning from the glossary in the back. So the feedback has been extremely just amazing. And I had a consultation with a 6-year-old who wants to be a chemist. When she grows up, her mom saw me post about my book. So she bought her daughter a copy of the book, and I got to talk to her and just let her know like what I do. And so she could see that a chemist looks like her. So it's all about representation. And just, yes, the feedback has been amazing. Like I'm so appreciative. And I'm not shocked because, God is good. This is something that he put on my heart to do. And I just knew it would be amazing and successful and fun and educational for kids.
Right, because I'm gonna tell you, Lord knows truth. I got excited when I read your bio. I was like, chemist, oh my God! I'm not even aspiring to be in science, but I still got excited because I see a scientist or a chemist or someone that looks like me, and we don't get to see them all the time on television. They're not represented. So you are doing phenomenal things, and I'm getting chills just looking at you because it's really an honor to actually know someone who's doing such a phenomenal job. Even with the new vaccine out, they were talking about how Black women are part of creating the new vaccine about, and so many people are looking at it like it's mainly created by people of other color, of other descent outside of being African American, and so you're doing phenomenal things.
Yes.
What advice would you give other authors out there who are striving, who have not even started writing a book, but they want to write a book, but they just don't know where to start? What advice would you give them?
So the advice that I would give is to definitely find a need, but also something that you're passionate about, because you don't want to just write a book just to be writing it. You know what I mean? you want to be passionate about it. So when people ask you about it, like you're fired up and you get them excited about it. Another tip that I would give is to write things down, like write how you envision the book looking, even if you're not the most artistic person, and I'm not. And actually, I wanted to give a shout out to my mom-in-law, Robin Waters. She is the illustrator of the book. So this is definitely a family affair. She's an artist, went to art school, all those things. But yeah, finding a really good illustrator is important. Finding a good publisher. I went with a publisher that a friend of mine used for her children's book that was very successful. But for my next book, I definitely want to find a Black publisher. So I'm really excited about that. And I've actually found some since launching my book and just getting into all of these book groups on Facebook, which is how I met you, Portia. So I would definitely say that. But and that's another tip. Get into some author, like children books or whatever kind of book that you want to write. Get into those groups on Facebook, because if I was in those groups before my book, I'm sure I would have been able to get that Black publisher and just a lot of tips and things that I didn't know that I'm learning now. So that would be like my first tip. Get into those groups on Facebook. They are amazing. And the people in there, everybody supports each other and they just want to help for you to be successful. And they just share, a ton of knowledge in there. And it's amazing. I love to see the community and the camaraderie and all those things. So find those groups on Facebook, find the ones that is specific to you. I'm in a lot of children's books groups, African-American authors, first-time authors, things like that. So yeah, the information is out there, guys. It's amazing. And people love to share. And so do I. So I love being in groups like that.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, of course, you mentioned your next book. Will it aim to science, or are you venturing out on another subject?
I don't know yet, because I'm actually expecting another son. And so I want to see like what he inspires me to do. My son Tristan inspired that because the science books that I did have for him, he really enjoyed them. And I bought him like a science kit, like a toy thing and he plays with it all the time. So I was like, maybe he'll be a future scientist like his mom. I don't know. But yeah, so it'll depend.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely think I want to do something along the lines of like STEM professionals, like different type of professions that you could do in the STEM industry, or even maybe just be more specific to chemistry, like different type of careers that you can have as a chemist. So yeah, I don't know. I got a lot of things. Yeah, I got a lot of things going. I definitely want to do a like an activity book, like with coloring and math. So yeah.
Yeah. That's fun. I actually did that too. And maybe even putting it in Spanish, because you realize too, the children of color and they don't have those necessary resources or at their schools or in their communities necessary to get involved into those careers you're involved in. So that's always an option. Now, last, where can we find you on social media?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Can we find you on social media?
Oh, yes. I am My Trish Consulting LLC on Instagram. That's my business page. My personal page is The Curly Chemist. So I do share some science stuff on there, but that's mainly like family and fun stuff. But My Trish Consulting LLC, I post a lot of inspirational things, job listings, resume tips, CV tips, cover letter tips, interview tips. Just I share articles about great African-American STEM professionals doing great things. I also have a STEM Talk Saturday interview series that I do the first Saturday of every month. I interview a STEM professional and they share tons of knowledge about their career. They give tips to STEM students and people coming up, on what they do in a day-to-day in their career. How did they get there? What did they do in school? So that's like one of my favorite things that I do. And the next one coming up is January 6th, I believe. And I'm going to be interviewing a data analyst. And I actually met her in the author's Facebook group that I was telling you guys about. She wrote a book about being a big brother. And I was like, girl, I need this book for my son because he is like very jealous already and the baby's not here yet. So I'm like, I'm going to be reading him that book. But yeah, we connected. I bought her book. She bought my book. And now we're going to do the interview. So yes. So yeah, you guys can follow me on all those social platforms. And I'm also on Facebook, My Trish Consulting LLC. And again, my website, you guys see it down there on the screen. So yeah, so I really appreciate you. This has been so fun.
I know. I mean, I'm so excited about, all your projects. Of course, I'm waiting to get my book, of course. But I'm definitely getting the autograph copy because I don't know when I'll meet a chemist again, like a woman of color doing phenomenal things and stuff. I'm looking forward, and I'll continue to follow you on social media and reach out for any resources that I may come across that could be a benefit for you as well. So I appreciate you coming on the show tonight.
Thank you so much. This has been fun. I wish you so much more success on your book tour, and definitely let me know when you do these in the future. I would love to join them. And I told some of my other author friends who have books coming out next year about you. Yeah, so I appreciate you. And I definitely, when you do order your book, make sure you put in like the note, if you do it through PayPal, like who do you want me to personalize it to? If it's you, that's cool. I know a lot of people, because I'll put like the parent and their kid's name or whatever. So yeah, just let me know.
All right. Awesome. Well, we appreciate you, of course. Make sure you follow Christina Waters on Facebook, social media. Check out our website at www.mytristconsultingllc.com for more information and to pick up an autographed copy of the book.
Yeah.
We appreciate you tuning in for this segment tonight. Stay tuned because we have more coming up at 5:30 with the new.
Awesome.
Stay blessed, great people. I'll see you real soon.
Bye, guys. Happy holidays.